What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. I'm outside of actually one of my favorite restaurants here in Metro Detroit, J. Alexander's. They serve the best food. I got a Cypress salad coming. Don't worry, nothing bad, because for those of you that met me at the Patreon meetup a couple days ago, you know that Anton is focused on his girlish figure, and I am absolutely gorgeous. And it's only getting better every day from here on out. But aside from that, we'll get back to the Patreon in a minute. I'm always looking at things from a business perspective, right? And some people that come out with me, because I never let people that come out with me pay for anything, right? Sometimes people sneak and do it, shout out to Q, but I kick her butt as a result of it. But I never let people pay, and I always take care of business. Now, a lot of people like to look at the bill and they say, you know, why do you over tip? Most of the time I give a 50% tip, whatever the bill is. I don't care about, you know, the service. If the service is really good, then I'll do a 100% tip. But most of the time I do at least a 50% tip every time I go out. I take care of people, I pour into people. When I meet people, even outside of service, and let's just say from a networking perspective, I always take care of people. I'm always looking to add value first. Even me today, as a millionaire, as a guy that continues to win, as a guy that continues to level up in every single aspect of my life, I'm always pouring into people first. I always want to make sure that people are taken care of first. When somebody come on with a sponsorship deal, for example, right? And they say, Anton, how much are you going to charge me to be able to promote my product? Whether it's a big corporate sponsor or if it was just a normal everyday person that's looking to get their products off on a bomb and pop deal or whatever, so on and so forth, right? I never charge them right off the bat. I always say, well, let me figure out how it is that I can add value to you first by ultimately making sure that they're taken care of, right? They're taken care of. So I'm so confident in my ability to be able to push a product or sell, or I have to make sure that it's a product that I truly align with so that it's easy for me to sell, that I want to add value first, right? When I was coming up, I'm gonna come back to that in a minute. When I was coming up, right? And I was trying to get on in certain different businesses that I have going on in my life, what I would do is I would offer my services for free to people because I want them to see how great I am. And then once I give it to them and then I move on, I want them to understand that they can't live without me. The point that I'm making is that people are my asset, right? You go through a few phases in life, and first people work for money, so they trade their time in for money. The second thing that they do is they start to try to buy their time back, right? And so they say, hey, my time is my money or whatever, and I got a formula for that in a Patreon. But then the third thing, if you really, really start to level up, you understand that people are your true currency, right? Once you buy your time back, people are your true currency, meaning that my network is truly my net worth. And in order for me to build a great network, I'm always adding value into people's lives, and I'm always looking to pour into them, even without a return, right? I just want them to see that I'm a dope person. I don't know. I might do something for you today, and then I might run into you 5 years from now. But what I did for you is going to be so significant and is going to register so hard in your life that you're not going to forget me. When you see me online, if you see me in person, every single time I run into somebody, I'm always speaking, I'm always showing love, I'm always showing gratitude. And I've never, as a matter of fact, I've never, ever in my entire life, ever had somebody that tapped in with me or somebody that came and kicked it with me or ran into me and did not show me love. I don't have beef in real life. I don't have people running into me saying egregious things in real life. I'm not a rapper. I don't have people running up on me in real life. In real life, I'm dope. In real life, I love you. And anybody that's ever ran into any of my Patreon meetups, whether we was in Chicago or Atlanta or Los Angeles, Miami, Houston, New York, Nevada, Las Vegas, anywhere that I've ever had a meetup, nobody can ever say that I did not show them love, that I did not take time out to make sure that I poured into them, that I did not truly care about the things that we was talking about, and that I wasn't totally invested in that moment and in the present to making sure that they are super successful. You're going to have to make sure that you genuinely want the best for people, because we don't give people enough credit to be able to see through the real, right? Just because you're at an event does not mean that you're present. Just because you go to the restaurant does not mean that you're putting on the best impression. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. All of these are the fundamentals of networking. And as a matter of fact, it also trends into sales, right? When people think of me, and one of the reasons why I even got this corporate position where we get into the bag, when people think of me, they think of, yo, Anton, opportunity, Anton, dope dude. Yo, I want you to meet this guy. I've had people introduce me to people just because they truly loved me and they enjoyed my presence. Anybody that was at the Houston meetup know that it was a guy, some white guy with his family, older white guy, walked up to me, introduced himself to me just because he heard how I was pouring into other people and that I was truly trying to help other people, that he couldn't help but come up, introduce himself to me, and now we possibly are doing business today. All the way from Houston, just heard me from across the room and had to come up, introduce his family to me, introduce his daughter to me, introduce his wife to me, and then started trying to do business with me later on. That's what life should be about. That's what you should be doing. You should be putting your best foot forward every time you go out, look good, smell good, talk well, make sure that your beard is tight, right? And then look to add value into people's lives on a regular basis. If you're not doing that, then you're doing yourself a disservice. If you're not doing at least that, you're doing yourself a disservice. Always treat people like gold. I don't care how they treat you. And I'm talking about in real life. I'm not talking about on no internet. I'm not talking about on no panels. I'm not talking about none of that. Yeah, okay, we get it, whatever. You got to do what you got to do. But when we talking about in real life, and you have to get outside and network. In real life, you have to treat people like gold. There is not one person that has ever ran into me that I did not embrace and show the absolute positively utmost respect and gratitude for even mentioning me and saying something to me in real life. I am the most approachable person in the world, and I'm gonna make sure I take care of my bartenders. I'm gonna make sure I take care of my dealers. I'm gonna make sure that I give good deals to people when it comes to my real estate agents. Even in the Patreon, right? We're doing this Build a Business series, right? And it's good enough that I'm taking them through the process and I'm letting them use my money to build out a brick and mortar and show them how you be successful when it comes to looking at things from a business perspective, even when it comes to creating businesses, e-commerce, so on and so forth. I'm letting them use my money, right? Which means that they could never get this type of education in any kind of environment except for real life experience. They would have to do it themselves. They would have to put their own money up. They would have to take the risk themselves, so on and so forth. But I said, no, you can't learn this in a classroom. Let me show you in real life, and let you use real money, real monopoly money in real life to build a business. This ain't The Sims. This ain't none of that, right? This is real life. And then I said, you know what? For the people that participate the most, I'm going to give you equity in it. I'm going to make sure that you get a slice of the pie, because I love my people. When I win, we all win. When you win, you win. And that's the difference. People love me because I'm real and because I truly care about their well-being, and they can tell. Give humans more credit to be able to see whether or not you genuinely want the best for people, which means that you will now have to change your perspective and actually have to want the best for people instead of just doing something to get something in return. It's not I scratch your back, you scratch my back. It's I'm going to scratch your back because you need to be scratched. I'm going to holler at you later, and then you're going to remember that. You're going to remember that. I don't need to point it out to you. You're going to remember it, and then you're going to make sure that I'm taken care of on the back end if you ever see that I need something or you can pour into me. That's what life is about. It's more than just being a good person. It's about having the right character and the right perspective on how it is that you look at things from a business perspective. Real talk. Y'all need to learn this, real talk. And this is why I say I don't do business with everybody. I only do business with people that's on the up and up, because it's not just about money. It's about adding value. Again, your network is your net worth, and this is how you network effectively. I love you. I appreciate you. I got to go get my stuff. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.